Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. It is Saturday Night Collision. I am one of your hosts, Matt Maddog Kelly, and that is my other special guest co-host tonight, ladies and gentlemen, from the All Elite Women Review Show and Friends, the Cactus Catie. Thank you for joining me. I know it's a little bit different, you watching AEW on a Saturday night instead of a Wednesday night, but thank you for joining me tonight here, Cactus. It's great to have you.
Well, thank you for having me, Mad Dog. Yes, it was a little different watching it on Saturday night, but you know what? It was a very interesting night, and I'm excited to talk about it.
It was a good night, actually. It really was. I have had a really great time watching it tonight. It was a good show. It was a very good show, actually. A lot of great action. We'll get into all of it. But I do want to start off with this as we went on to, they went on the air, they announced, and we actually called this out first on Wednesday when we broke the news on our AEW Dynamite review show. Make sure you go check out All Elite Women and Friends. I was on there as a guest host, just like our Cactus guest host tonight for me here. I broke the news right away that Pac was injured with some sort of foot or ankle injury, and now here it is. He's now out of action officially. UPR can confirm this now that he's now out of action, and that John Moxley will be helping the Death Riders in the spot. He's basically filling the spot for the what's it called, for the AEW Trios Championships. They're going to be fighting at Spring Breakthrough this Wednesday. Yes, this Wednesday on
On
AEW
Dynamite.
Dynamite. Yeah, on Dynamite. So and that was the breaking news. They came on the show with that. And that's a big deal, actually. Just wanting to address that real quick. We stressed this on Wednesday, it's not going too into it, but that's a big deal. And now, we were even guessing. I don't know if you remember. I actually remember I told you we watched the show, and we were guessing, oh, what are they going to do with the whole, John Moxley, the whole thing. And basically, what ends up happening is they put, like we all suspected, Moxley was going to fill in for Pac. So that's what's happening. So I guess that makes Moxley now a double champion. I guess technically, if you want to get technical, so your boy's double champion now, Cactus. So I guess congrats to that. Anyway, so besides that, we start off the night with your favorites, your favorite boys from South Carolina. FTR came out to the ring, and
Actually,
boy,
Mad Dog, they're from North Carolina.
North
Asheville.
Carolina. Okay, okay,
Yes,
okay. Yeah,
sorry.
yeah. I'm glad you corrected me. I'm glad. I'm glad. I believe it was Cash first, and he started talking about how Adam Copeland and them, they've been training together, and they've been this long time friends, and they've been all, a kind of everything together. So, yeah, I really like this whole thing, but I don't think it was really necessary for them to explain. They explain themselves, and I just felt like it was a little silly because they say, "Oh, this wasn't premeditated." When everybody knows it, of course it was. I mean, writing was on the wall for weeks. These guys were going to turn on Copeland, so I don't know where this is gonna go. I don't know what they're gonna do with these guys. They weren't actually later on. We'll talk about it, but I don't know what where these guys, what they're doing. What do you think? I don't know what
I
the
think
know.
I think nobody trusts them right now in the
Right,
company. They don't
right.
know if their minds are of sound mind here. And so, as we saw tonight with Tony Schiavone, he got invited into the ring, and everybody was talking about, please don't go in, please don't go in. They're gonna hurt you because nobody trusts them. So
I
yeah, it's
mean,
interesting.
yeah, I agree with that. I mean, it was very. he wanted to be the best, reporter there he could be, commentator, whatever. And he's a legend. I don't know if you know Shivani back in the old days. He used to WCW. He's a huge legend. He's the one who came up in Sting. That was him, by the way. I always watch those matches. On WWE or now on Peacock, I always watch those matches, and it was always, the Sting, especially the Sting matches. Uh Right after that, though, they did hurt Tony, and then Daniel Garcia with the fist. He came out. He looked a little upset, and he looked a little
I
upset
mean,
because he lost the championship. Right? I mean,
right, there's you there now.
it looks weird, right? Like, I'm not gonna lie. I'm really happy for Adam Cole, and we'll talk to him about Adam Cole in a minute because he also was involved in this too. But I'm really happy for Adam. But I'm also feel like, was it too soon for Garcia? And me and EC were talking this last week before the pay per view and everything. It might have been too soon for the day. I was telling you about this a little bit. Um, Wednesday, it might have been too soon for them to take the belt off. I agree with Sheriff's comment of where, yes, it needed to happen, but also, where it might be too, Garcia really needed the title run. He didn't really get that title run. I feel like. I don't know. What do you think?
I think Garcia, he had a bad pull here
Yeah.
with the loss, but Garcia, I don't know. I always feel like he's a B team, so uh,
Mm-hmm.
it'll be interesting to see the combo here.
Well, I know Adam Cole sells more merchandise. I know that. If we're speaking about merchandise sales, Adam Cole definitely sells more T-shirts than Daniel Garcia, and he'll put asses in the seats more. So I do know that
Oh
as a
yeah.
fact. But I don't know if it was the right time to make Adam Cole champion. I get it, his first reign in AEW, and I'm happy for him. And I'm really happy he was the one who actually ended up making the save, because after this whole thing, FTR starts beating up Garcia, and then of course whose music hits, it was of course Adam Cole. So I mean, this was really, I guess you could see, this might have actually happened later on. I forget if this was a later on or not. But whenever it was really good. That whole segment worked out really good. But the next thing we go to backstage. I think that did happen a little later on from my notes here, but that's okay. Bringing up early doesn't matter. We'll get to it eventually, but Adam Cole made a save later on in the show, which I think was awesome. But anyway, backstage we go to Timeless Toni Storm. And Timeless Toni Storm, they are featuring her on everywhere, everything. Let me see if I can bring it up here there we go. She is being featured everywhere. It is amazing, and I love it. I think it's fantastic, by the way. I really do. This whole run has been fantastic. I don't want her to lose. I agree with EC. I don't want her to lose until what's it called? All in, until Mercedes takes her belt over. Well, what do you think? Uh
I think she's gonna hold on to this for a while. I think that Toni Storm has rebranded her image, even though she's still Toni Storm. She's been able to continue this on
right.
and keep herself popular. And so I think she's gonna hold on to it for a minute or two longer. Hopefully, Mercedes will back down. Sorry, guys, it's late night. Um, and we'll see. I think you're right. I think the only way she's gonna get a title change is through Mercedes.
Yeah, yeah. I'm excited for that match. But before that match, we gotta get through, Mercedes and whoever wins tonight, obviously, and we'll get there. But
Yeah.
Toni Storm's like, look, she's like, I know Mercedes is good, But she goes, "I'm going to bankrupt Mercedes." This whole segment was just hilarious because this is classic Toni. And then she praised Chris Statlander, saying, "Oh, what a remarkable woman she is. I have such a crush on her, or whatever." So she actually really did, every um I guess opponent in this tournament. She even name dropped her best friend Jamie Hayter, who it was kind of weird the way she brought her up, but it really was fun jabs, and that's just Toni Storm being Toni Storm, and I love it. I think it's great.
Exactly.
Uh, but
Exactly.
yes. So speaking of Jamie Hayter, that is the next match. Her and Billie Starkz, and this is for the women's Owen Harts. I think this is the quarterfinals. I think I'm not gonna look at my notes. I think this is quarterfinals. It does get confusing. I'll be honest with you. I was right. Yes. So Jamie and Billie Starkz quarterfinals match. This was a good match. I was very surprised Billie Starkz held her own during this
She held her
match.
own. Yeah, for
Uh,
sure.
yeah, yeah. I was very surprised because a former world champion like Jamie Hayter, by the way, which was just, I know EC has opinions, and even I said a couple weeks ago she flopped with the title, which she did, but she is a former world champion. Uh, she's okay. She's not my favorite on the card. I think Saraya is definitely better. You can tell. But I think Jamie's all right. Do I think Jamie advancing and winning this match was the smart move? Absolutely, I do completely.
She's
I do.
much more popular than Billie, for sure.
No, yes, I agree with that. I agree with that completely. So like I was saying though about about Jamie Hayter, like I said, she's more popular and it just makes sense. I
Yes.
don't know who she's gonna have to fight now because I know Mercedes is fighting whoever won the other match tonight. So I'm not
Right.
sure who Jamie Hayter has to fight now.
She
I'm not sure
she has
yet.
to
Yeah,
she
yeah.
has to fight Statlander.
Statlander. Okay, okay, yeah.
Hmm.
Right. Okay. Sorry, just my brain, didn't click on with that. Because I forgot because I know for a fact of that. But I thought this was pretty decent of a match. I'm glad
Yeah,
we
I
got
do
there.
too. Two pretty
Uh,
decent matches to start off the night.
I agree. This show was pretty good going into their Wednesday night spring breakthrough. Make sure you guys catch that Wednesday night AEW All Elite Women and Friends. And possibly might be the friend. We'll see. I agree, Fernando. This was a great match. I 100% agree with you. I think this was a great match. I think tonight was a lot of great matches. I'll agree with everybody on that. Tonight was a really good show for a Saturday night show. It was pretty good.
Yeah,
Uh,
for sure.
the next up here we have your favorite guys coming back at it again. The Death Riders, Claudio, and I believe it was John Moxley, and John Moxley saying he now runs the trios division just like he runs this company. I don't have anything because there wasn't anything on the Death Riders showing up tonight, just letting you know. That's why I don't have any media of it because they weren't supposed to be there, and long and behold, they still did a video package anyway. I thought the package was
Right.
good. It solidifies them, I guess, going into the Truest match on Wednesday, right?
Yes. It was it was a talk for Yoda Wheeler. They talked about the star. They talked about the fight, and Moxley, he's such a threatening guy, and that's what he's using. And I mean, sorry guys, we're just gonna have that all night. It's been a busy day for me.
No, you're
But we're
good. You're
here.
good. I will not,
We're here. I'm here.
Sure. I'm just glad you're helping me out on this
Yeah,
show.
no problem.
Um,
Um,
anyway, like I was saying though about Moxley, I agree with you. And really, I know somebody else, I'm not gonna name names, I don't like to do that. Somebody else called him Wheeler
really,
useless, Wheeler useless. And honestly, after rewatching some matches, rewatching the pay-per-view, rewatching some of his stuff, and rewatching a documentary on him, Wheeler Yuta is a hell of I don't care what this person says. I don't care if I get shit for it later on. Wheeler Yuta has become kind of one of my favorites in the Death Riders. I think they're actually utilizing him more. And I know
yes, they
Sheriff
are.
fighting me a lot on this, and honestly, I'm starting to agree with them more as I start to look into him more. You know what I mean? So I do like Wheeler Yuta. I'm starting to like him a lot, and I can see why John Moxley wants to keep him. But at the same time, I feel like he's also conflicted. It's very interesting because I feel
He's
like he wants to move off from the Death Riders, but John Moxley wants to keep him in the Death Riders.
You gotta remember, he's at the bottom of the totem pole.
Right,
So, and he knows it.
right. Uh, this was. I agree, Fernando. This was an excellent collision. This really was a great show tonight. I'm really
Yeah.
happy that Toni was able to pull out all the stops of this show tonight. This next, I don't know, and this whole thing, and they were saying, oh, the Moxley was also talking about too. I want to get into this. This was also very important in that promo about Hook. He wasn't focused on Joe. He
Yes, they
wasn't
did.
focused on the other dude. I don't know his name. Shibudo Shibado. Oh my god, I don't even know whatever his name is. The other one with the
Samoa
ox.
Joe?
No, the other one. Buddha,
Hmm.
Shibita. You
I
know.
don't remember his name, but yeah, we're gonna go
Yeah,
with that.
yeah, yeah, sure. Shibata, I think
Yeah.
it is. I'll go with that. I think he did talked about Hook, and he said, "Hook,
Hmm.
listen." He goes, I can teach you the world. I can give you the world if you leave these two bozos behind. But he said, if you do not leave these two bozos behind, and he kind of wants Hook into the Death Riders, which I thought, don't they have enough people already into this
Oh,
faction? But
ain't that the truth? Yeah.
I guess not, Cactus, right? He wants more people, and he wants Hook, and he says, if you don't listen to me, you're gonna get a big whoop ass, come Wednesday, boy, when I beat your ass down. So I
Yeah.
I don't know. If I were Hook, I would be scared because John Moxley's a scary dude. I'll be honest with you.
He is
He
a
is
scary
scary.
dude.
Uh, and he might not look intimidating like Big Bobby Lashley or Roman, but the shit he can do, man, is just
You
absolutely
know what?
crazy in the ring. It's
You know what?
crazy.
I also want to take a 5 second break and
Yeah.
just mention that him and Be Remarkable Renee just celebrate 8 years of marriage. So congratulations to them. What an accomplishment. I'm coming up on 8 years, so I understand the challenges that they have potentially have faced with children on board. So bless them in their marriage and continue to be prosperous.
Wow, that is insane. That really is awesome. That you're almost 8 years. They're almost 8 years. I honestly didn't even realize it. To be honest with you, it just the time flies
Well,
so fast.
yeah, Renee posted a video on her Instagram, of course, and it took me a good second to realize what I was looking at. Because they had a very private backyard wedding, looked like, and John Moxley had this long hair. He was very thin, and I was shocked when I found out what I was looking at.
No, yeah, like I was saying, I agree with you completely. I was shocked. I told you on Wednesday. I said to everybody on Wednesday, go read his book. The book was truly
I
something
know, I
else.
need to one
He
day.
talks about how he met Renee, how he met was in WWE, how he was brothers with Seth and Roman, how he burned his bridges with the company. He said he's never going back to the company. This is all in the book. This is not, these are all just quotes from what he said. But yeah, I
Yeah.
really did. I really did like this whole promo, and I don't know. A lot of people were saying online because I was live tweeting, I was doing some stuff online. Everyone was saying though that it might be time for the Death Riders to give up those belts. Well, what do you think on that?
I think it'll be coming. I think it's going to be coming very soon. So, I don't know if it'll happen at Double or Nothing, if it'll happen at All In. I don't know. Those two could play off each other. But you know
Right,
what? Speaking of people playing off each other, we have Mr. Anthony Bowens coming up.
we do.
And this is very interesting because you have Max Caster, who he defeated on Wednesday. And
I think
honestly,
you
I
think
think
you
he's
skipped
better
over the
off.
Gates of Agony thing, and that's okay. I don't really care for the Gates of Agony. I think they were just
Well,
jobbing
yeah, you have the
anyway. So, and don't forget
yeah,
they
that was
had
a
Daddy
15
Magic
second.
backstage too. But yes, I agree. If you wanted to skip through that stuff, I just wanted to mention where it won't talk about it because Gates of Agony did not even a real match. Obviously, ladies and gentlemen, it wasn't even a real match in Collision. It was just
It was
a
2 seconds.
jobber match, as we call him. And the whole thing
Yeah.
with Daddy Magic led into the match later on into the night. So that did have a
Hmm.
little bit of a segment there. And honestly, she texted me. She goes, "Who is the other guy with them?" I said, "I forget his name." So when it comes out to the ring, it's Cool Hand Ang apparently hangs out with Daddy Magic, and
Yes.
I honestly forgot it myself because I honestly don't care for Daddy Magic. I never really did. Just he just doesn't, he just does. I don't care. There's just some wrestlers I really do focus on, like John Moxley, and other guys I barely care about,
Right.
like Max Caster and Daddy Magic. So, but yes, going on to the real matches was Blake Christensen or Christian, I think it is,
Yes. And
versus
we've
Bo.
seen him on Dynamite now.
We have
He's
we've
crossed
seen him
over
a
both.
lot, Cactus. We've seen him a
Hmm.
lot. I'm not gonna lie to you. We saw him a lot, and I think it is great. It's
He's an
great to
up
see
and
him.
coming for sure.
Well, it was a good signing. I remember telling you guys, "Hey, this
Yeah.
guy got signed to AEW, right?" And I remember telling you guys, "Hey, watch out for him. He's really talented." So I'm
Well,
really
and he also hangs out with Lee Johnson,
right.
as his accomplice. And so, I mean, you have
I think it
some
was
big
from
names coming.
TNA, right? It was from TNA
Yeah.
and New Japan.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Same thing with Kevin Knight. I think they were kind of in the same boat. I think they were also kind of in the same class of like TNA, New Japan kind of
That
guy.
was it.
They got
He
signed
is
kind
a
of together.
hot he is a hot person new on the card. I mean, he's getting fire under him, and that name is becoming very popular.
I agree with you completely. I believe that this is, uh, yeah, like I said, I agree with the whole thing. But I believe Anthony Bowen's big pop on the 0 Hour show last weekend was also very popular, right? I mean, that was really cool to
Yes,
see him back.
I am so excited that he took the win over Max Caster. It put Max hopefully
Hmm,
back into the
hmm.
level he needs to be in. I doubt
I
it,
don't think so
but
because we saw him on Wednesday looking like a
we're
goofball
gonna
again.
yeah, we're gonna see more of those battles, I believe.
I think we're gonna get some sort of stipulation, double or nothing. Bowens, Caster. There's gonna be something here. If there's not something here
Yeah,
already, they're building the story. Because I don't think who is this? Blake and Bowens? No, this is not the story. This was
no,
Bowens needs a
it's a match.
victory just to get another
Exactly.
victory. Right? I think that's
And
what
that's
this
what they keep
comes down to.
using Christian for. I
Right,
mean, that's what
right.
he's been using. So
Right, right. And
Yeah.
I really liked this match. I thought Blake, held his own. Bowens did great too. Daddy Magic kind of sold it from the outside. It's not that, but Billy Gunn. I'm so sorry, Daddy ass. Oh my God, I'm so get. See, even I'm tired and confused. My bad. Follow with me here, everybody. My mistake. But Billy Gunn was helping outside the ring a lot, and I don't think this is over. And I think they could do a huge
No.
story going into Double or Nothing because these guys have the history. They have all these video package of these. So these guys hating each other. Yeah, I just hope they throw some sort of street fight or something in there to where it's going to end up a better match than what we kind of got. Because let's face it, we really didn't get a match. We were discussing that, privately, and everyone's like, we didn't really get a match. On the 0 hour, there really wasn't a 0 hour match. You know what I mean? Like it was,
It could have been a lot more. It could have been a lot more for sure.
and I think they're saving it. I really do.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Well, next we have.
yes, yes. So, after that, they mentioned about the basketball playoffs. I know that's coming up, and like I said, our schedule is going to be adjusted to that because I know they're moving a lot of stuff around. AEW's moving a lot of stuff around with the basketball schedule, so we'll get into that.
Yes.
When we get in May, hopefully. Uh, but anyway, so
Well,
yes, so
and you guys, everybody, there's WrestleMania this weekend, so it's
yeah.
better that they're not doing it on Saturday. So
Like I said, we'll hopefully be live on Thursday. Make sure you check that out. It is halfway through the show. Halfway through the
yes.
show, you want to run a commercial. Let me see if I can run a quick commercial. Make sure you check
All
these
right.
guys out. We will be right back. This is the AEW Collision Review Show. I am one of your hosts, Matt Maddog here. Holding it down. We got Cactus Catie over there. I'm going to hopefully this works. And here we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, because this is Rated E for everyone. This is Unpopular Review. Please like, subscribe, and follow us on all social media platforms, especially because on Tuesday nights, we goes down. It is NXT Review, NXT Trio, the best show in all of Popular Review Wrestling. Please join us each and every night after NXT goes off between 8 to 10, and we will be right there cracking jokes, making things, and saying stuff the right way, the fan way. Because how else are you going to enjoy wrestling without being a fan?
On Tuesday nights, there's no other way to enjoy your after watching all that wrestling than watch more people talk about wrestling, have our fun, have our tangents, be petty as hell about any and everything, and y'all love it, so give us a watch, subscribe, and comment, like everything that we do. Give us your input, and maybe we'll put it on the air.
Absolutely.
Come on, guys. It's Tuesday night. You're hanging out with the trio. We're talking about the stuff that happened on NXT. We're talking about Obafemi breaking people down. We're talking about the lovely JC Jane and how fantastic she is. And we're talking about Vic Joseph and how he's getting on my nerve and irritating me. But Tuesday nights, around 10-ish, catch us here. Join us, and it's a good time. Peace.
I
That
love
was
those guys.
yeah. That is the NXT Trio show hosted by the bad guy Jack Freckles Sensei, who actually checked out the SmackDown Penitentiary review show this morning.
Hmm.
Him and Papa Knox, Mike Knox, who also has his own show here on UPR, now moved to Tuesdays, by the way. It's driving my brain crazy. All these show changes.
There's a lot on UPR.
There is. Drive my brain crazy because I have to always edit in my notes. I told Chris that the other day. Anyway, check them out this morning. They were on SmackDown Review, so check out Freckles and Mike on there. That was a great show. I was able. They called me crazy for thinking Bray Wyatt was on the Mount Rushmore, but he's on mine. I don't care what anybody
Oh,
says. He's on mine, so it is what it is. Sorry.
right next to Chris
That was
Jericho,
just
right?
because of the fandom in me. Yeah, of course, Jericho's on there. Obviously, he's the only man who was able to beat the Stone Cold and The Rock in one night. No one else did it. No one else has done it. Not even John Cena. I am sorry. Chris Jericho, who might go back to WWE. Chris Jericho, right? Because I've been hearing this all day and all week
Ooh,
ever since.
money's
I
right.
don't think it's going to happen because he's still in Ring of Honor from what I've heard. So I don't think it's going to happen, but everybody wants to happen. I know EC wanted it to happen too. And if it does, I wouldn't be upset, honestly. Give him a nice Hall of Fame run, and he's on his way. I mean, can you imagine hearing Judas in WWE? It'd be crazy. It really would be.
Oh
But
my gosh.
only the day,
Man,
only that day. I mean, that would be the day John
you
Moxley
never
comes
know.
back to Ambrose, right? Just ain't gonna happen.
Mm.
But anyway, so make
Well,
sure
you
you
know
check
what?
all of them out.
Speaking,
10, I think it's
yeah,
10:15 after NXT, the NXT Trio show. And make sure you
yes,
catch the SmackDown Penitentiary, usually with Vic and Z on Saturdays after SmackDown. I'm not sure what's going to happen this Saturday for SmackDown. I'm sure somebody will talk about it. So, but we'll get there when we get there.
yeah.
Anyway, this is the AEW Collision Review Show. Once again, Matt Maddog, Cactus Catie over there. Next, we have on our card, I believe Lee Johnson came out at the end of
Three,
that Christian match, and I believe he gave Bowens that win. I just wanted to let you know. This was like almost
right.
a 10-15 minute match. And then we see, and
Then we,
I want to make sure I want to get this up here. We're gonna do this right, ladies and gentlemen. Give me a second here. We see Megan Bayne, the goddess Megan Bayne.
I am the Megasis, and this is my kingdom now.
She was there tonight, well, in a package, and my God, I'm telling you, just wow. I mean, just 2-on-1.
she's a goddess.
She's been there. Just wow. She took down 2 people at once. Who does that?
She did.
Besides Chris Jericho, by the way, going back, see how I pivot. Yeah, I'm good like that. Yeah, yes, sir. You knew that one was coming. Anyway, Jericho did the same thing. Rocked
Very
these
prepared.
people in one night. Thank you so much. I was gonna wear my learning tree, but like I said, I'm a little mad at him right now. He was a big baby the other night. I watched that part
He's a
back.
big baby.
I was absolutely right. But will he leave AEW? No, I think he's got way too much creative control. Anyway, going back to Megan Bayne, this was phenomenal, but I don't think this
Yes.
was needed, ladies and gentlemen. I feel like this was not needed. Yeah.
Hey,
Hi,
Charmaine.
Charmaine. Moose, wasn't he in, I think, WWE, right? And then they moved him to AEW for a while. I think now he's in TNA, I think. Because I know he moved all over the place, Moose. Moose,
Yes. Yes,
he
he did.
was in WWE, and then he was in AEW for a while, and I think he's either back. I think he might be in ROH, Ring of Honor. I don't watch Ring of Honor. I should, but I
I
don't.
don't watch Ring of Honor. Yeah.
I should because of Jericho, but I don't think he's gonna be there anymore. For now. But Megan Bayne, she took 2 people down. Wasn't amazing. What do you think?
She had a lot of people in her corner today, keeping her focused and ready, and so they were ready to switch whenever need be.
No, I agree with you completely. I agree. I thought this was showing her dominance after her big
Yes.
loss, and I think and we all agreed upon it. It
And
was too right.
Penelope Ford called it a fluke.
Yep. Yep. Here's the situation with that, right? And here's what I personally think. I still think it was too soon to have Megan Bayne fight Toni Storm. It was a great freaking match. I'm not gonna lie, it was a great match. Even I was at the edge of my seat. Like I was remember texting you guys. I'm like, what's gonna happen next? What's gonna happen next? What's gonna happen? Like, I didn't know. I was on the edge of my seat watching the match. But at the same time, it was like,
You never
well,
know. Cody Khan is so random.
it is. It was random. It's like put her in a match with the champion and let her lose, and now they're trying to build momentum back. I
No.
understand that, but it's just what was the point of that? Really, like what was the point of having
Well,
for her to lose to now try and build her back up to make her even stronger. I know
That
he's going to disagree with me next time he gets back on the air, but we can talk
it
about that
was an
then.
amazing match. It was an amazing match. She's an amazing wrestler. And you
Yes.
know what? She knows where she came from, and that's important. But you know what? Who doesn't quite understand that would be the Sir Mr. Knight. He has
Yeah,
done a
I was
wonderful
just going to
job
get to
promoting
him.
himself.
What a great match this was. Obviously. Let me see. I don't even know if I even have this in my notes. I don't know if I have this
He
here.
is trying to build this momentum up.
This was a great
This is
match.
what, third week?
Yes. Yes, I agree with you. Like I said, I don't have the picture because they just announced this like 30 minutes before Collision went live. So I do apologize not having the picture for everybody up here, but it doesn't matter. This match happened. This might have been the best match of the night besides the main event.
Yeah.
I'm telling you,
Honestly, I
this
think,
match, AR Fox, he's a legend here. I know a couple other people disagree, but he is growing
did you
on me.
see,
He's great. He really is great in the ring. And Kevin
did you
Knight,
see that
did you
drop
see the
stick?
Bret Hart glasses he was wearing? He was wearing the cool Bret Hart
Yeah.
glasses. That was really neat.
Did you see Kevin Hart in the dropstick
You mean
movement?
Kevin
He
Knight?
almost
Kevin Knight.
landed
Kevin Knight.
on,
Kevin Knight.
yes, Kevin Knight. He almost landed on his face.
Yes.
It's
Yes.
crazy.
I was concerned about this spot. Then they go online. They say,
Yeah.
"Oh, he was supposed to do that. Apparently, it was not a botch." I agree, Fernando. A couple other people don't like him, but I do. I think AR Fox is great. But I like AR Fox. Kevin Knight. This was a great match. This was,
It
like I
was.
said,
It's
probably
very
my
good.
of the night. You had the high flying. You had there
Very
was some
entertaining.
cool moves. This was really this. It wasn't. Here's the thing. It was a perfect time match. It was about
Yeah.
9 minutes. It was a good time match. It felt well paced, and honestly, I was entertained throughout the whole damn thing. So
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it. I really didn't enjoy that there.
Well, you know what?
Kevin Knight is the. I
We
agree with
have
this, Roman. Absolutely. Kevin Knight is the future, and I'm glad they got to him before WWE did because a lot of people want him in WWE, and some say he went to TNA. But honestly, Tony wanted to pay the big money, and he ended up getting
he
Kevin. And
paid it.
honestly, I'm happy about it.
He paid it. Him and Will Ospreay are amazing together. I wouldn't mind seeing it. I agree with everyone when they say that Will Ospreay's probably going to be the next champion. If not, him and Kevin Knight can totally take a tag team situation.
Right, right. I like I said, I agree with you about that completely. Yes, I agree. I think personally, I think Kevin Knight, Will Oz, all those kind of guys are all those, really technical wrestler kind of dudes are the future and the backbone of AEW. And that's why I think Will Ospreay is
Yeah.
going to win the Owen Hart tournament.
Well, I hope so too. And you know what? Who I don't think should be around that much longer is FTR. And we see them
Yeah. Can
again.
you believe these guys?
Again.
Again. Well, first of all, they had a match. They were in action. Let me see if I can. I don't think they had them in the match, but I'll just bring that back. These guys up again.
Yes.
Yeah. And honestly, this whole thing just. God, this whole thing just sucked. I'm
It was
sorry.
a horrible match.
This
It was just
failed. It's
not great.
bad. What was the point of this besides Daniel Garcia coming out at the end to get beat down for my boy Baby Adam Cole to save his ass? That's where it
To
came in.
save him.
It was. I
Yes.
mean,
Save
uh,
him.
yeah. First of all, FTR being heels. I don't care about
Hey,
this.
it's just, yeah, I
Okay,
don't
I
care about
never
this. It's
did.
not
I
great.
don't care about these guys trying to play heels. They're not good heels. They never were.
No,
Edge was a good
no, they're
heel.
just too sweet.
Okay. Judgment Day
Yeah.
was freaking believable, where Edge was the bad guy in Judgment Day, and now over here in AEW, he's the big Adam Copeland babyface, and I still don't know what the hell they're gonna do with him. Maybe he's hurt, maybe he's not hurt. I don't know. I really don't care, but at
Hey,
least he
any
was a
publicity,
believable heel.
good, bad, or ugly, it's still publicity. So they still get seen.
I agree, but at least Edge, Judgment Day run, if you ever seen it, I'm not sure if you saw it or not, was very believable. This FTR's heel run, I'm not believing in it. Sorry, I can't get behind this. Right? I
Yeah,
don't know if you agree or
I
not,
mean
but
that's
yeah,
fair. This match was just whack,
this whole thing really was
whackness.
Adam Cole coming at the end, right? That was the whole real segment to save Daniel Garcia. And I think that's what saved this
That was
segment.
for.
Get me wrong. But yeah, I think this whole thing was great.
Yeah.
I like I said,
You know what? I
all
really
out this
enjoyed
Adam Cole thing. Yeah,
our next
yeah.
match.
This one was the Ring of Honor's women's champion, Athena versus Harley Cameron. Now, Harley Cameron has the puppet. I love the puppet. Puppet
Yeah,
sold out
I
again
didn't
on the website.
almost
And
didn't
this
recognize her.
match was all Athena all the time, but Harley held
Was
her
there
own, I
actually a
guess.
puppet?
Right. Let me see if I have it here. I think I do have it here. Here we go. Yeah, this match
Oh yeah, I think she
was
held
good.
her own. I think
Bring that down
yeah, it
there.
was a great match. It was good to see
Sorry about that.
Athena.
Here.
It's always good to see Carmen. She she can hold her own, and you know what?
Cameron, you mean
This
Harley
was a
Cameron? Yeah.
back and forth kind of match. It was shorter
I
than I
thought
expected, but
this one went
because
longer.
they
I
had to
was
give as much
surprised.
time as
Right. Yeah.
possible.
Mhm. I was surprised, Cactus, that this
Yeah,
match actually went longer than it did. I think it was almost 11 minutes long. Uh, I was surprised how long this went, but this really
yeah, they
goes
had
to
to finish
show
before
you
15.
that Athena versus Mercedes, we'll get to your girl CEO in a couple of minutes,
Yeah,
obviously, everyone's favorite CEO, is gonna be a banger on Wednesday. And hopefully
you
I
know what?
am on that
I'm
Dynamite
sad
show with
I'm gonna
Cherub
miss this match.
because I am, really excited to stay home and watch this match. I told my mom I don't want to go anywhere Wednesday night. I said, whatever doctors, I said, move them
I'm
to
shocked.
Tuesday because I want to stay home and watch AEW that night. So, but I can't wait for Mercedes and
Yeah,
Mercedes
it's gonna. I
and
mean, that
Athena.
match has got a lot of publicity.
And speaking of the CEO, she came out after to challenge kind of Athena, saying,
She does
"Honey,
a
you
promo.
ain't gonna win." She's calling him out. She's calling Athena out, saying, "You
I
ain't
know,
gonna beat the CEO." Now,
dude.
honestly,
You ever seen them wrestle before?
me, maybe once. I think maybe NXT they might have
Yeah.
wrestled. Remember, she used to be NXT.
Okay.
Sasha Banks used to be Sasha Banks. So I think they did wrestle
Yeah.
in NXT once when Sasha was it was like tag team champions with Bailey or something. It was something like that. It was something along those lines. But no, not in a one-on-one
Okay.
setting like this, where it's going to be one-on-one since they both came to
Right. It's gonna
AEW
be
slash
great.
Ring of Honor. So, and I also want to mention one more thing. This is a
I
little
mean,
WWE
clearly,
rant
I see.
here. The spinner belt was AEW,
Uh-oh.
they WWE'd, and now WWE's bringing back the spinner belt. Now Athena has one of those spinner belts. They actually, they
Well,
played around
they
with it
can't
on
give much.
Sunday. And now it seems like WWE wants to bring back the
Yeah.
spinner. So they are the new belts of 2025, Cactus. Spinners all the
I
time.
think they're
Give me
cheesy.
them.
I think they're cheesy.
So, I know the Mike Knox Tuesday mornings, by the way, make sure you catch him. He has a bunch of spinner belts, and I think that's so cool. I only have the blue Bray Wyatt belt because I'm a Bray Wyatt fan. I gotta send you a
They're
picture of
pretty
my blue
cool.
belt.
I mean, they are cool.
But anyway, going on about this show, EC's gonna kill me, but it's all good. We are still here. We are still live. This whole thing, 4 belts, Mercedes.
All right, we're doing great.
Might be 5 soon, by the way. Might be 5 belt bags, whatever you want to call her. I don't care.
I mean, maybe she'll grab a well.
Monet, maybe. When she wins the Owen Hart, because remember, I don't know if you know this, they get a belt when they win the Owen Hart tournament. EC and I have agreed upon that. Mercedes is going to win the damn thing. So, just letting you know. I don't know if you know that. If you want to scroll up and find the Owen Hart tournament bracket, you can see at the end of it there is a belt. So I don't know if you know that there. I believe the men's and the women's, they also get a trophy too. That's why I think at the end of the
more
show,
interesting.
Yes. I don't see it here.
I'm more interested in
Here
the
it is.
men's.
There it is. See, there's the men's. Here's the women's. There's the belt, Cactus. I just wanted to show it to you. We actually do have it. I didn't know. I actually forgot we added this a while back, but it's all good. But anyway, there is CEO right there. Just wanted to show that too. But man, what a promo. Okay, what a promo. Go ahead. You talk now. I'm done. You're on CEO. Okay, your turn. Yeah.
Oh man. Well, you know what? We have finally gotten to our point. Nope. I think I've said everything I need to say about that match.
Okay. All right. That is fine. Real quick, do you think I should run one more commercial real quick before we did talk about the main event of Saturday Night Collision? Okay, let's see. I hope this
our
works.
last match.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be back right after this quick commercial. And yes, stay with us. You're watching AEW Collision Show.
Lyra got an okie doke pin on Bayley. Where are we going with this, EC? Where are we going with Lyra and Bayley?
Collision.
They're gonna have a heated feud after WrestleMania.
You don't think that they're gonna lead to like some match Raw after WrestleMania, the SmackDown before? I need Lyra to lose this belt. Like, can it happen as soon as possible?
Lyra's been a better Intercontinental champion than Chelsea Green's United States champion.
Of course. I agree with that.
Hear me out. Chelsea has been a more entertaining United States champion. I will give her that. A much more entertaining one. But as far as in-ring action and talent and defending that championship, Lyra has a beat by far. Lyra's had at least 3 different opponents for that championship, where Chelsea Green's only pretty much defended against, what's her name? Me.
You don't even know!
Me, exactly my point. Because I'm telling you, Lyra's Intercontinental Championship run is better.
I agree with you. I agree with you because Chelsea Green having the the U.S. belt makes it a gimmick title. It doesn't even make it like really true valid as a championship. It's almost like the Divas title, if you ask me.
Nah, you guys are bugging. Chelsea Green.
Now,
you guys are bugging.
Do I like where Chelsea has came from? And to being relevant and on TV, and she got fans behind her. Like I said, they announced her on Delta Airlines being the first U.S. women's champion before she even got the belt, so we knew she was gonna get it. But like I said, it's just more of a gimmick title run for her. Nobody expected her to have it, and then how many times she did defend it? Twice, and it's been against Michelle Young or Keith Lee White, whatever her name is, Gail Kim.
Michelle Kim.
Oh, okay, or Gail Kim or whatever. Milan, ain't that her name? Milan?
Of course.
No, what? I'm sorry.
That was the Rated R review show. Catch them Monday nights after Raw. I believe 10:45. Sorry about that. Yeah. Big show for them coming up on Monday, by the way. So make sure you check that out. That's hosted by Big Daddy Cool, Steamboat and Beeman, and our own very executive consultant. So yes. So we're finally, Cactus. I know it was a great show tonight. We're finally at the main event. I just wanted to catch up on a couple of these comments here real quick here. And now we're going to go back here and we're going to talk about the main event. Let me see if I can pull it up here. Here it was. What a match. Brody King stepped up. I couldn't believe it. It was incredible.
It was so good.
Amazing. And I really thought this match, right? I thought kick out. It was a kick out, and then another kick out, and another kick out. Brody King just kept kicking out, kicking out. He did not want to get pinned. Julia Hart sold it, and it was weird because I was noting to myself, I was just in here, I was watching the end on the computer here because I was starting to set up for the show. I said it was weird that Julia Hart's not in her whole Undertaker getup, right? That she's just in a black, like t-shirt. It's weird to see her without the whole thing because I remember a couple weeks ago we were talking about her entrance, her persona,
Brody
the
King's
costume.
significant other.
So it was really cool to see her sell it outside the ring on this match. But these two guys, man, what a slugfest, right? Right? Yeah.
Slugfest. It was a back and forth competition. It was so good. King, scored the first point and then turned around and it was great. Back and forth. It was a very high scoring match. I appreciated their effort.
This was a great main event. I'm not surprised going back to who ended up winning this match. It was Takeshita. I'm not surprised. They want to push, I guess, the Don Callis boys a lot more. And I feel like, Tony Khan is pushing the Don Callis boys a lot. Feel free to disagree, but I feel like they're getting a real big push right now. Are they not? No, you don't feel it?
I agree. And I think they deserve it.
Look, I don't know if Kyle Fletcher deserves it now, but he is decent.
He deserves it, I think.
Takeshita does. Kyle Fletcher, it's debatable. It's debatable for another day. Right, but he ends this, and now guess who he has to face on Wednesday?
Well, this is a Don Callis member.
Yeah, I believe he is. Yeah, Takeshita. Yeah, he's one of the Don Callis boys. I believe he is. Kyle Fletcher, Takeshita, and you don't know who he's facing, do you? They said at the end of the show. You're not going to believe who he's facing. Take a guess. Will Offspring. Guess who he's going to be facing? There you go. It's going to be Takeshita versus your boy Will Offspring. Actually, Will Ospreay. I'll say his name right for you. You're welcome. Ospreay and Takeshita will be Wednesday at Spring Breakthrough. Well, yeah, of course. Will Offspring, Ospreay, Ocean Spray, whatever you want to call him, is going to win the whole damn tournament, obviously, and then go beat John Moxley, senseless at all, falling in Texas. So, this will be traded out for a Will Ospreay shirt, in July. You'll see. Obviously. Speaking about, we have a lot of stuff here at UPR. I'm glad we got to talk about the main event.
I agree.
Here, give me a minute here to try and pull it up. This, it is, like I said, back to the touch track. Because once again, my mouse died again, ladies and gentlemen. I need a new mouse. I got to go to Walmart and get a new mouse. So just give me a second here. I'm going to try and do this here. Here we go. So here at UPR, we got everything. So first off, we're going to start with the Radar Review Show at Mondays, 10:45. They were hilarious, by the way. Absolutely hilarious on Monday. Right after that, it's going to be Tuesday mornings now. I think around 8 or 9. I believe it's around 8 or 9 a.m. here. I believe it's going to be the Mike Knox Show, hosted by Mike Knox, produced by Mike Knox, written by the Mike Knox. So make sure you catch that. I actually went back to rewatch this show. His show is fantastic, by the way. I wish I was up for it, but I'm a heavy sleeper. Anyway, the NXT Trio Show ran their commercial earlier. I'm gonna go back and redo that there. There we go. Okay, just doesn't want to work with me tonight. Anyway, it's the NXT Trio Show. They are fantastic. Go watch them Tuesdays after NXT. I think they're going to talk about Stand and Deliver because Stand and Deliver is also this Saturday. Not sure if you know that, Cactus. Stand and Deliver is this Saturday. That's NXT. That's their big PLE. So make sure you check that out. AEW Women and Friends. I'm on that show. I do a great news segment on there. Probably catch me there this Wednesday with the sheriff. Seems like looks like I got invited to go help her out with this week, so I'm excited about this. Thursday's going to be
I will
the
be
WrestleMania prediction show. This one's going to be big. I believe it's going to be Vic from SmackDown, and I believe it's going to be our own Freckles Sensei from NXT. I got to redo this because it keeps doing this. I didn't know there was a way to loop this, but I'll learn that later. Anyway, so right after that, on Saturdays, you get a double dose of my main man Z is Silent. When he does return, he will be on the SmackDown Review show with
morning and night.
and then he will be on with me, Collision, and don't forget, we will be whoever's going to be with me. I'm not sure who yet. Next Thursday, usually it's what Saturday's like tonight, but we're next Thursday sometime. I guess around 10:15. I gotta talk to EC about that. Because I don't know what's gonna end up happening and who's gonna end up doing that with me, but I'm sure somebody will, and I'm sure we will get the Collision review done because it's going to be a live spring breakthrough. Like Katie said earlier,
Oh, yes.
they're doing it on Thursday, and even EC said last weekend they would get whooped if they did it on Saturday, like they did last year. We have a bunch of entertainment stuff here too. I just want to shout this out. I think Daredevil might be ending or not, but I think they're doing Andor soon, so I gotta talk to Bad Guy about that. If not, and I know they're still doing Daredevil. That's a great. Check them out. Federation Movie Tuesdays. I know they always do it every Tuesday. Go check them out. Millie Blaze Show. I think that's still going. Gotta talk to Mike. Mike just said Cap and him are doing a challenge every Wednesday at 10. And then on Thursdays, you got the Federation Wolfpacks. I think they just wrapped up doing Blade Trinity, I think, or Blade 2. I think that was the movie last week. Because I was speaking to him, DMing him on Thursday. So about that. So that's all we have, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining me, Cactus, tonight on this very special episode of AEW Collision Review Show. I am Matt Maddog, everybody. I will hopefully see everybody.
Thank you for having me.
For the AEW Dynamite review show with the sheriff. Make sure you check us out there, and make sure you check me out on Thursday with somebody, hopefully, for the AEW Collision Review Show Spring Breakthrough. Until then, guys, I'm Matt Maddog. That's Cactus Catie. We are signing off. Have a great weekend. Bye.